season finale episode of NBA 2K TV, we have the second annual
when the game got sloppy, introducing the Lone Ranger, the King Mosabi, the horses are big, the 10-gallon tracks, the hood cowboys with the 10-gallon raps, racking ACG boots and baseball caps. I agree, this ain't a simulation of the doo-doo. This is the shot said to get used to. Gangstar foundation to treat, we branched off, shine eye, just waiting our chance to blast off. Year round, zippers.
We got James Harden and that beard of his. Look, this guy's relentless. We know he's gonna attack the basket all night long. So I'm gonna make it my personal mission to keep that from happening. As long as we keep jumping those passing lanes, we can give them a run for their money. I know I'll be ready.
Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
It's the NBA on 2K Sports as we get set to bring you all the action. Kevin Harlan here along with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. We'll see the Indiana Pacers and Houston.
Here we go.
They continue to spread the load, trying to compensate for the injured Rodney Stuckey.
Miles Turner, freak.
About 3 minutes gone here in the first quarter. On the court for Indiana, O'Neal in at shooting guard. Turner is out there with Allen. Then it's Paul George, and it's Hill in at the 5. Freak sets a screen for Hill, and play stops. Whistle on what looks to be an illegal screen.
Oh, an illegal screen there. One of the toughest calls for an official to make.
And it is one of the toughest calls, but most of the time they do a good job with it, and you have to appreciate how officials get that one right more times than not. The clear look at the hoop, he doesn't miss many of those.
Last season for James Harden was easily his best yet. Finished second in the MVP race. Put up huge numbers with career highs in points per game, scoring. Greg at more than 27 a game.
And also carried that Rockets team that dealt with a plethora of injuries, mainly to Dwight Howard. And second in the league in scoring, I mean, narrowly losing out to Russell Westbrook, who just went on a tremendous tear the second half of the season. And then also finished runner-up in the MVP race.
Let's find out what Doris Burke has for us.
Yes, Kevin, I was able to catch up with the head coach for the Rockets just a moment ago. With this being their first meeting of the year, he stressed to his team to rely on their instincts on the offensive end, saying, we do a good job of finding soft spots in defenses and not forcing anything. As long as we can continue doing that here, we'll be in good shape. We'll see if that holds true, guys.
All right, Doris, thank you very much. And getting good shots, guys, creating those quality opportunities is something Coach hopes to see here early on.
And you know, it's really something every coach wants to see, but I know where he's coming from. I mean, they've got to be smart with their shot selection if they hope to win this game.
And, you know, guys, getting that good shot selection is going to depend on their ball and player movement. I mean, they have to be free-flowing, not stagnant.
Inside, here's Beasley. It's good. The assist that time from Harden.
You know, he'll make you scratch your head and throw your hands up as a defender. I mean, you just don't know how to play him.
1:07 left to play in the first quarter. And George, here we go. And he gets it to go. George has got 7 points in the game.
Man, he's having quite the quarter, converting at a really high percentage.
And the jam by Harden.
Flying high and throwing down the hard one-hander.
One of his favorite moves right there, guys.
And really, he does that one as well as anyone. Kev, you're right. That's like his signature move once he goes airborne.
He's played an important role in their offense today, guys. Without him, they may not be in the lead.
From 12 feet out. And it comes off the front of the rim. For Indiana, they've gone 50% from the field in the first quarter, 8 of 16. And O'Neal gets it to go. 29 seconds left to play in the first. Here's Beverly. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against Utah.
And how about the extraordinary display of his passing in that game? He was making all the right decisions and had their offense humming.
The Rockets shooting their first free throws here for the night.
And the season numbers for them at the line thus far are really poor. Something I'm sure they are making a point of emphasis.
Yeah, it's been a very frustrating season for them in that regard, guys.
That free throw, no good. Both teams deciding to change it up. He hits the second from the line. Here's Ellis, coming off a stellar performance against New Orleans. Passes to Miles, shoots. Yes, and it's Ellis picking up the assist. Ellis has got his third assist on the night. Goudlock, no luck. The offense coming free and easy as we wrap up the first quarter. Indiana out in front, up 6. And don't go away. We'll be back with the action for the start of the second quarter in just a moment. And Dwight Howard, a lightning rod figure around the league, subject to a lot of criticism, but he says he takes comfort in playing the game he still loves.
Basketball, this is my passion. You know, on the court, it's my sanctuary. You know, I want to have fun.
It's an interesting concept that Dwight has to take something very seriously in order to have fun. He does say he has a burning passion to win a championship. He's been in the finals, and this is a guy that's got still a lot to shoot for, he feels, in his career.
That's a great point, Kevin. And the challenge for Dwight is how to balance how serious he is and how passionate he is with having that fun on the court that he's after.
And the first quarter is in the books. Second about ready to get underway. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Pacers?
The roof is up right now, guys. It's raining in here. A lot of threes through the first.
Hey, sometimes when it rains, it pours, and they have not let up from beyond the arc.
On the court for Indiana, O'Neal, he's in at shooting guard. Solomon Hill is out there with Hill. Then there's Ellis, and it's Miles in at the small forward. The Pacers making a switch here. Mahimi's checked in. Pacers leading by 6.
And the Rockets have lost out on some free agent wars the past few years. They have remained competitive, but you wonder what could have been if they landed or kept some of those big names.
Second quarter of basketball, about 1 minute played so far. Okay, well, let's check in with Doris Burke reporting from our sideline in this game. Doris, take it away.
Well, Kev, Freak in the last matchup against the Pelicans was a big factor. He had 12 points and flashed his range a few times in the process. We could see his role in this offense expand if he puts together more games like this one, guys.
All right, Doris, thanks. That really was a spectacular game for him, even by his standards, guys.
And how about the high standards he has for himself? Really did have it all working for him in that game.
Anxious to see what's in his mind for an encore today. I mean, it'd be awfully difficult to top that last game.
And the basket by Brewer. And with the Rockets, it's no secret that they take a very analytical approach to team building. Greg, you and I talked about that. And Clark, you know, you wonder if that hurts them in free agency.
Well, you know, when your front office makes no qualms about viewing players as simply just assets, it can be a hard sell to a free agent.
Ellis kicks to O'Neal, fires from deep. Another miss by O'Neal.
Even with every shot clanging off the rim, he seems determined to keep hoisting up these threes. It might be time to get inside of that arc.
Here's Godalot, looking for his first basket still in this one. That is good.
The D just sagged off just enough and no hesitation on his part.
Ellis, the pass to O'Neal. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there. As we approach the halfway mark, let's take a look at how everything in the East right now stands. Look at Cleveland. Not a surprise, really, to see them sitting there in that #1 spot in the conference. The excellent brand of basketball they've been putting on display lately has been terrific. And, of course, the Pacers just way behind.
And seeing where Indiana is, they've basically lived up to the expectations so far this season, and that's not really good news for their fan base because those expectations only had them on the brink of the playoffs.
Yeah, which is exactly where they are right now. It's not too late for them to make that kind of emphatic late push that turns a season from average to excellent, though.
Mahimi dishes to Hill. Here's O'Neal. Good, and it's Hill picking up the assist. Hill's got 3 assists now in this one. For the Houston Rockets, they come in off the loss to the Utah Jazz.
And in that game, guys, their three-point shooting really was their own worst enemy. Even when they got the open looks, they just had an inability to knock them down.
And, guys, you've seen it happen to every team. You have to be a threat from beyond the arc nowadays, and if your team goes cold, it really can sabotage your game.
And continuing to expand his arsenal last season, Patrick Beverley, the guard for the Rockets. Career highs in assists and rebounds per game, and he's one of the smallest guys on the floor.
Yeah, and he's really working on the details of becoming a better playmaker, becoming a guy that has coaches trust him to handle the basketball in those crucial situations.
You know, talking about Beverley, his wrist injury really changed things for the Rockets at the end of last season. Suddenly, 37-year-old Jason Terry had to take on big minutes at the point, and he was serviceable, but they missed Beverley's toughness on defense particularly.
He's off on the first.
And going back to the one thing with Patrick Beverley, his shot could still be more consistent. Last year, he was down in shooting averages across the board, including just 38% from the field. It makes it very difficult on your offense when you have an inability to space the floor.
He's off on the second. Well, for Terrence Jones, Clark, a very scary episode to begin last season. He suffered from a rare nerve damage to his left